Hey friends, I've been playing a lot of the game Timberborn lately, so I thought it'd be fun to recreate something from that game in The Sims 4. So let's get into it. So I am in Granite Falls on the Lakeside Retreat lot building this, and I'm basically recreating one of the houses or lodges from Timberborn. And if you haven't played that game before, honestly, it's really addictive. I've been playing so much of it, would highly recommend. But yeah, it's like set in this sort of post-human apocalyptic world where beavers are kind of in charge, I guess. So you like create a beaver colony, you have to like manage resources like their lumber and food, water. You can build all sorts of interesting factories and things. And I don't know, it's a ton of fun. I've been playing so much of it, which is only a little bit of the reason why I haven't come out with a video lately. I've been a little distracted with that game. But yeah, so I thought I would build one of their houses in The Sims 4. I thought that would be kind of an interesting challenge. And I thought this would work really well as sort of a vacation rental property, because eventually it will have 3 bedrooms. 2 of the bedrooms will have double beds, so for like, parents, adults, couples, whatever. And then there's one larger room that has 4 beds, like a set of bunk bed, bunk bed set, and then 2 kind of twin beds or whatever. And yeah, I think that worked out well. And for this specific house from Timberborn, the entrance is on the 2nd floor, so I recreated that. So you go upstairs to go to the kind of main living area. And then downstairs is where all the bedrooms are and the bathroom. And yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. In Timberborn, you can't see inside of the houses. There's nothing in there necessarily. But this house in that game would sleep 9 beavers. So this one sleeps 8 Sims, which, is kind of the maximum anyway. But I thought that worked out nicely. So it's mainly the exterior that is, based off of the Timberborn house. But, throughout the inside and, even the outside, I wanted to use a lot of wooden features and accents and, timber-based items. Because I think that would, obviously make sense for beavers. And I wanted it to feel a bit more rustic, so I used quite a bit of the items from Horse Ranch, and used this stove and fridge. I can't remember what pack that came with. Was that Realm of Magic? I don't know if that's right. But yeah, these kind of older looking appliances, I thought that would be kind of interesting. Everything is like wood burning throughout the house. And, in the Timberborn version, they had a lot of these large round windows. So I used this one throughout, which I thought worked well. It doesn't have quite the right detail. I think the Timberborn version has like a beam in the middle of the window, but I couldn't find one quite like that. So I thought this worked out fairly well. And here in the living room, I just pulled out a bunch of different items that I thought would work well. And now I'm just kind of, moving them around and putting them where I want. And, I had to have some sort of fireplace in here. I thought that would make sense. So I used that small wood burning one. I can't remember where that one is from. Maybe Cottage Living. But yeah, I did put a TV in here. There are maybe some modern luxuries, I guess, like a very small TV. I thought that would be kind of funny. And, I had to use the chess table from Outdoor Retreat. That's very rustic. Like they just sliced a log and threw a chessboard on top of it. Thought that was kind of funny. And I kind of liked how this house is kind of small for how big this lot is. I thought that would kind of make sense since it's, in Granite Falls. It's in this very woodsy area. I wanted to have plenty of space kind of around the build. So yeah, I do quite a bit of landscaping. It's all very, I tried to keep it as natural looking as possible. It's not, very manicured or anything. But yeah, you'll see that a little bit later. And yeah, just doing the kind of 2 adults bedrooms, used items from Horse Ranch and even just base game. There were quite a few items in there that worked out well. I really like these rugs that I went with for both of the rooms. I thought those worked out really nicely in both of these rooms. And since this is meant to be, you know, a vacation rental, I didn't, you know, go over the top in like cluttering or stylizing it in any specific way, other than just kind of like a rustic cabin in the woods sort of vibe. But yeah, I think I don't know, I like how it turned out. You'll have to let me know what you think. Yeah. And I also want to say thank you if you've been around for a little while, and if you've noticed that I've been posting as often. You know, I've just been really struggling with my ADHD lately, and for me that kind of manifests as a little bit of executive dysfunction, and not being able to like motivate and get things done. So I appreciate your patience. I'm trying to get back to posting 2 videos a week, and yeah, it's been a little bit of a struggle, so I appreciate it. And yeah, just kind of finishing up the decorations here in these bedrooms. You know, like I said, fairly simple overall. But yeah, and then there is just one bathroom for this house, which maybe not ideal for, you know, 8 Sims, but I did put in 2 toilets. So did kind of these like individual stalls. I thought that would kind of make sense in a house like this. And I put the shower tub in its own room. That way you can have Sims, you know, using the toilet and the shower and everything separately without, you know, people getting embarrassed. So yeah, I thought that would work out a little bit better. And I have to say, I really enjoyed trying to recreate this house from Timberborn. Like, it's so random. But yeah, I don't know. It was just, it was a lot of fun. So if you have any suggestions on, you know, houses or just kind of random buildings from other video games or TV shows or movies or whatever that you'd like to see me create, let me know. I'd love to do more of that. You know, I haven't done it on the channel, but I've, you know, tried to recreate the like restaurant and apartment from Bob's Burgers, which is always fun. Trying to recreate things from cartoons especially is always a challenge, you know, since they obviously don't need to follow any sorts of, you know, laws of physics in creating their, you know, sets and things like that. So yeah, that's always kind of an interesting challenge. But yeah, if you have any suggestions, please let me know. I would love to hear them. And then yeah, here in this last bedroom, this is the larger one that I was talking about. It's got 4 beds in it, so plenty of room if you've got you know, lots of like kids or just Sims in general that you're bringing here. I also wanted to have some different activities, so there's a toy box in here. There's this like card table that works pretty well. I did play test when I was like doing the video tour and everything, so everything seems to work fine. There was one kind of weird thing when they were like in this hallway. I don't know if it's because I put that dollhouse under there, but they were having a little bit of difficulty doing things. I don't know. They were able to play with the dollhouse, so I don't know, kind of odd. That usually isn't an issue, but if you notice that, you might just have to like get rid of the dollhouse or something. I'm not sure. But I thought it was still worth having in there, just as another item for your Sims to use. Now I'm just adjusting the windows a little bit before moving to the exterior. And yeah, these windows, these like big round ones, were a little bit, I don't know, kind of interesting to work with. And I realized I had thought that the round ones went all the way around the bottom level, but that was not true when I was looking back through the footage from Timberborn that I had taken. So I swapped those ones out, and then I will actually put a door down there too, just to make it a little bit more usable for your Sims, so they don't have to like go out the front and down the stairs and everything. So I'll do that a little bit later. But I also recreated this campfire asset that they have in Timberborn. I thought that would be kind of fun to include. So it has these sorts of logs that go around it with like this fence, or the rope fence with the logs, and then, you know, obviously the campfire in the middle. And it took me quite a while to find some sort of fence that would work. So I ended up having to use this debug fence item from Cats and Dogs. I think it's for like the pier area in that game, like in Brindleton Bay. And that ended up working out pretty well. So I was pretty happy I was able to find that for this area. And then of course I had to use those tree stump chair items that came with Outdoor Retreat. Those were, you know, perfect for this sort of setup. And yeah, here I throw in the door for the downstairs, which was nice. They were, when I was playtesting it, they were using that a lot. So very useful. And then kind of skipping ahead here, I pulled out a bunch of different landscaping items for the lot. And of course, you know, I always try to make it fit into the world where I'm building it. So, you know, obviously if you use it in a different world besides Granite Falls, it may not fit in quite as well, but, you know, I try to make it fit in where I'm building at least. And I didn't realize it until I went to upload the house to the gallery, but I actually built this the wrong way around. Like the front of the house is facing the back of the lot, which I guess makes sense since the like lake is over there, but I don't know. So I do end up switching it around. So, you know, if you download it, it should download, or I guess it should place on the slot the correct way. If you know, want to download it off the gallery. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. I didn't even realize that until I was uploading it. And with how big this lot was, I did struggle a little bit with how to like fill it up so it didn't look super empty. So I used quite a few rocks and then kind of put plants around that, which I thought was a nice effect. I thought that worked pretty well to fill in all of the space. And I really like this big tree that I found in the debug options with the hanging lanterns. And it does actually light up at night. It doesn't give off, you know, a ton of light or anything, but I thought it, you know, has a nice effect and it looked nice. Plus the tree is really big, so it filled up a lot of space, which is also nice for this. And I also did quite a bit of terrain paint on this lot, you know, both around all the plants, and then I tried to create these sort of walking paths where it's been worn down from people walking through here. So yeah, I thought that was kind of a nice effect as well. And I did use Bob and Eliza pancakes to test this. So, you know, I just want to give you a warning that they're going to be in the video tour at the end. So if you don't want to see them, I completely understand. But yeah, I thought it would be funny for them to be on this romantic getaway at this cabin in order to do this testing. So yeah. And the next build that I have coming out is going to be for the McGregor household from The Sims 2. So getting back into that series. And he has basically a farm in River Blossom Hills, so I'm going to be recreating a small farm for him in Brindleton Bay. So you'll want to make sure you have your notifications on if you want to be notified right when I drop that. So yeah, that'll be coming out shortly as well. And now I'm just finishing up with the lighting and some final details. I actually remembered to paint the ceilings in this one, so yeah, well done to me for remembering to do that, because I usually don't. And, you know, it's kind of important for a build like this, where that feature is actually very useful for this sort of cabin-y vibe. And yeah, I used quite a few different lanterns throughout. Thought that made sense, of course. Used these wall lights from Cottage Living. They might be maybe a little bit too ornate for a house like this. But I don't know, I liked them, so that's why I used them. And used the hanging light from Cottage Living. That might be, honestly, one of my favorite lights in the game. I don't know, it's like, I really like the style. It works well in a lot of different places like this. Plus it just actually gives off a lot of light, which is nice, because that is not always the case with the lights in The Sims 4. And like I said, if you have any suggestions for other things I should recreate, please let me know. I would love to hear them. I know there's tons of cool shows and games and movies out there, so yeah, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see me recreate. Other than that, that's going to do it for me. I just want to say thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. That helps a lot. And subscribe if you'd like to see more. Thank you so much. Have a great day.